So today we are going to be talking about the topic alcohol and mental health. I will be interviewing my friend Mckenna today, who has a parent that is an alcoholic. She talks about her experience growing up with her mother, and we do talk about our experiences drinking alcohol. We believe that drinking alcohol socially and in moderation is okay, but drinking it as a habit is not okay for mental health. Hope you enjoy. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Mentally a Badass. My name is Justine, and I have my friend Mckenna with me today. And then today, our topic is going to be alcohol. Having a parent that is an alcoholic, and so Mckenna did grow up with that. So I have her here today to talk about her story. So Mckenna, whenever you're ready to introduce yourself and get the ball rolling with that story.
Hey, how are you guys? I'm McKenna. So I don't know where to even start. It's literally just like been my whole life pretty much.
It started when you were born.
When I was born, June 13th, so long ago. I would say, because obviously when you're younger, you're kind of a little bit oblivious to
Mm-hmm.
what's actually going on because you don't know what, it actually is or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I really didn't realize until like probably like fourth or fifth grade, like when I actually transitioned over to public school. That's kind of when I actually realized, because like you don't know,
Yeah.
until like, and obviously, your family's kind of like beating around the bush and, stuff like that. But I mean, my whole entire like childhood was kind of always weird because I always lived with my grandma or like my aunt, like never with my parents, or like on the weekends I spend them with my dad. But besides that, like I always kind of knew it was like a little weird, but nothing like nothing out of the ordinary, like as a child, like that I would think,
Mhm.
because there wasn't really, all my other friends, they were pretty normal and regular. I was just like, oh, I just have a lot of, I just live with my aunt and my grandma.
Yeah.
But that's when I really kind of like noticed. But besides that, I nothing really. But I don't know. Do you have any questions? Like I don't know where to go from there.
So you're definitely good. I definitely know that like when you're a kid, I'm sure you don't even know what alcohol is.
Yeah, no,
You
not even.
don't know really, like you can get like you could be at a party with like a family party, and then you just grab something and they're like, no, you really don't know what it is, and you could
Yeah,
think it's like
exactly.
poison. So in your brain, it doesn't really affect you because you don't understand it, and it's normal that you don't understand that. We're not teaching you what
Yeah,
alcohol is
exactly.
when you're
Like,
like a child.
and I
And
feel like
usually
we don't even get any like alcohol education at least until
like
like
middle
fifth
school.
grade, even if, but it was like, if
Yeah.
anything, it's just like, one beer is this, one beer is that, or like how long, like,
Dare. Remember
it takes.
Dare?
Oh my God, yeah. You
Remember
can't forget
those?
about Dare.
Yeah, and remember how they make it seem, well, obviously underage drinking
Yes.
is obviously not legal, and but the way that they like when you're younger and like fifth grade or sixth grade, and they bring in like the police officers for
Yeah. Oh my
Dare
God. And they
class,
bring in
the goggles.
the goggles, and they bring that like little mechanical, I don't know, it's like a car, and they like drive it around. You remember St. Francis? They like drive it
Car.
around.
Wait, did we go to St. Francis together?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we went to St. Francis together,
Oh
and
my
like
gosh, I'm a horrible human
no, I
being.
wasn't there. I wasn't there for that long. I was only there till third grade.
Okay, so that
So it
makes
wasn't
sense.
even
I
like,
came in fifth grade and you're a year below me.
yeah.
So
It's like, no, so we would never have, I think,
I don't think we came
no,
across
I
each
think,
other.
yes, I think we played basketball together.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Oh my
remember what
gosh.
year it was, but I think that
I
was
just
like the first year I played basketball. I think it was like third grade, because I don't think you can play when you're younger.
yeah, no, I played basketball when I went to St. Francis. I didn't play. I went to St. Joseph's and
Oh
then I
yeah,
went to
right
St.
after they
Francis.
closed.
No, well, I left St. Joseph's for being severely bullied, but that's another story. And
Mhm.
then I came to St. Francis, and then I did basketball. Actually, no, I didn't even do basketball in fifth grade. I think I did seventh grade and eighth grade.
Really? I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, I did basketball like pretty much majority up into high school, so Lord knows.
Because I know obviously went to RP together,
Yeah.
but I was like, wait, went to St. Francis together? I don't remember this. I was like, oh my gosh, I would have felt like so bad. I'm like, oh, we
No,
went to
no,
school
no.
together. Oops.
No, I really remember, like, obviously St. Francis, like, you're so young too. It's like that was kind of a blur.
And they make it
you
seem
know.
like, oh my gosh, did we probably had like the same like police person come in. Like they
Oh
used to
yeah.
make you like wear the goggles and then walk straight. And then they
Yeah.
would show you these like scary videos of like very like traumatizing because they want to traumatize you as a
Yeah.
child so you don't drink, but then we do it anyway. But yeah. So yes, you don't really know what I mean. When you're in fifth grade, you start learning what a period is. So I
Yeah.
remember that. I remember have like the boys had to leave and the nurse came in and we started talking about our period and we're like, oh, okay, gross. Um and then yeah, so we didn't I feel like it was more seventh, eighth grade, like more like middle school. Usually middle school is when we start getting curious, I feel like.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I feel like towards, I would say probably like eighth grade, just because our school, like, you're from Little Ferry or you're from,
I grew up in Little Fair,
oh,
yes.
so
So
you
we
didn't
grew
even
up in
come
the
to
same
high school.
hometown. We went to high school together. I know that.
Hmm. So, well, I was there from like in the high school because I grew up in town from 7th to 12th grade. So I feel like when I just started like to kind of drink, it was the summer going into freshman year. But like I also like wasn't really actually drinking. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
like a Mike's Hard Lemonade or something like
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. I had like one, I'm feeling like minimally tipsy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so drunk.
that. Yeah, but anyway, going back to your parent. Well, it was it one parent or two parents?
No, just my mom.
Oh, okay, so your mom. So when did it start like affecting your life? Like what grade? What year?
I would say honestly it started affecting my life second grade or maybe
Really?
even first grade. Yeah, because that's when I moved in with my aunt and my grandma. Because my mom was always in and out of rehab. So
Yeah.
I was obviously like my dad worked full time, so he was always working. And then I'm the oldest, so it was me. I was probably, what are you, like 6 or 7 then? And then my brother was younger, so he's either like 4 or 5 then. So
Yeah.
like we just went and moved to my grandma's and we stayed there. It was literally around the block from St. Francis, so we just like walked to school, super fun. And then from there, like I literally have to go and like visits and stuff, like go to like the rehabs and like go do visits and like do family meetings and all that fun jazz.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not fun, especially at a young age. And so then you realize, okay, yeah, so my family's is not as
Oh
like the
yeah.
same as other families. And did your mom alcoholism like happen like way before you were born?
Not that I know of, to be honest, but I feel like I don't really remember a time that it wasn't a thing.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of just always been there. But like there's been like like spurts and patterns, with addiction. It is what it is. There's like ups and downs. It's a road. So
Yeah.
sometimes there's, lulls, highs, lows, everything
Did
in
you
between.
did your parents divorce because of
Oh,
that?
no. I fucking
Huh.
wish they did. Um
Really? Why?
oh my God. So many freaking reasons. I don't know. I ugh I just can't. Just I always say it, but their choice is their choice, whatever.
Yeah. So, do you think your father was supportive with
Oh
your
yeah,
mother?
definitely. I would say
Okay.
if anything, over supportive. Like
Over
would
supportive?
not over supportive in like a bad way, like just I personally, I don't know. I feel like it comes to an extent like just because have been dealing with this my whole life, like I've kind of gotten to the point where like I'm just over it. I don't care. Like
Uh-huh.
do your thing. And like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh well, you can take yourself out of like you can change, like you can always change the situation. And if people aren't willing for change, then what's the point?
Oh, so do you feel so yeah, so your father when you say over supportive, you mean like was he kind of just like letting her do her thing or
Not really. Not like
okay.
at first. Like for a while it was like, like we're gonna do this, like we're gonna get through this, blah blah, whatever. And then I don't know, like I just going to rehab 14 times is not like a little thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
that's a lot. 14
Yeah,
times.
definitely. So it's like,
That's a lot of relapsing.
oh yeah, and definitely a lot more that um how do I say this? Like rehab doesn't really do much. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
I think like it's a good thing 100%. Like if you think you have like a problem, like go get help. Don't ever
Yeah.
Like, even if it's like a thought or like a little, little thing, like just go get the help you need, get it taken care of.
Yeah.
But if you're not proactive about like taking care of yourself, and like this literally all stems from mental health, like addiction stems from mental health.
Of course,
So it's
yeah.
like, if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're like letting everything else slack,
Yeah,
But
because mainly people drink to escape from reality.
oh, 100%.
And I mean, people go out, and of course, I mean, I just like have a drink at like dinner. I mean, I drink my wine. I'm trying to not
Yeah.
like drink wine alone often.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really, at one point, I was actually having like a bad habit of doing that. Um, so I just like, okay, I'm like, okay, I gotta stop
Yeah.
drinking. I had too much wine on hands, because so
Yeah, no,
I like,
definitely.
yeah, so I need to like, it's my like, at first I'm just like, oh, I love how wine makes me feel like it's the fun drink and I don't feel
Yeah.
hungover and blah blah blah. But I'm like, okay, then I realized, and then I started to go toward, I noticed like awareness started to drink when I would be like stressed out from work. Like if
Yeah.
I end my day from like a really bad call from work of like, I guess, being horrible human being,
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, I need a drink. And then like one time I had a really really horrible like painful call that was an hour, and
Oh my God.
I finished, and I went straight to my fridge and I got the half of, I had like a half a bottle left of rosé, and I drank it straight from the freaking bottle.
No, sometimes it's like there's a difference between like, having fun, like going to like a litlittle party or,
Yeah,
partying on the weekends and
like
like,
socially.
yeah, exactly. Then like actually having a problem. And
Yeah.
that's one thing, like, I know, because the whole thing and like whole reason why you actually know about this, like a lot of people don't know about this. And I got like so aggy one day, like it was purely like out of emotion. And like I really try not to act on emotion anymore. But like, that was back in the day. That was a different, less mature me. And I got like really, really angry because I keep seeing people. It's like, oh my God, I see it constantly still. And it's so, can I curse? Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah,
All right.
it's,
I'm like,
I
I don't
feel like
even
there's a
know.
foul word in just the title of this
Oh
podcast.
my gosh.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we were talking about wine and how it's starting to become a problem if you're like just drinking just regularly as like
Yeah.
your tip, like
Like
as a
alone,
routine,
you're,
like a
yeah,
routine.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or to
Yeah.
like
So
put
it's how
yourself
like,
to bed or
yeah, and then
stuff like
sometimes
that.
I would like drink a lot of like a half a bottle, not a half a bottle, okay, yeah, half a bottle of wine. And then all of a sudden I'm like feeling great, jamming to music, and then all of a sudden I'm crying about life.
Yeah.
And then I go to bed. And then I wake up, start my day.
It's like, no, but sometimes it's okay to be sad and stuff like that, but you have to like take it out in a better way. And like, that's what I've been like, that's like one thing that like just life has taught me. Like, you can't bottle stuff up because like, not that
Mm-hmm.
that's what happens. Like, it's not always going to be the outcome, but like, you always look for like another source, whether it's,
Yeah.
drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever it is. Like, if you
Yeah.
don't have like the self validation between like everything, then you're fucked, literally.
Yeah, seriously. And I feel like now these days, like we have so much more awareness of that, and a lot more people caring and all these resources to help us avoid turning into, becoming an alcoholic. And
Yeah, no, I
I
agree.
I think that we don't know when your mom came to that, but we do know that it always starts out with escaping from problems. And I'm sure back in
Yeah.
the day, mental health wasn't talked about as much.
Oh no,
So
definitely
going,
not. I feel like
yeah,
mental health wasn't even talked about when we were in high school,
yeah, well, yeah,
like at
no, you
all.
are 100% correct. I remembered. I mean, like with like close people, like my friends, I'll like talk
Oh
about
yeah.
it. But anytime that
But I
I
feel like that was
did,
only because like well, I don't know about you, but, like I was diagnosed like when I was young. So it's like I
yeah,
kind of always knew. But like my friends who like didn't like, who live like a regular,
yeah, no,
mentally ill free life, like they until I said something, they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
dude."
no, 100%. And I think I was like 15 is when I realized, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm very sad. I have
Yeah.
issues. Because I mean, I really started having my mental health issues in 8th grade. 8th
Hmm.
grade is when I like started feeling those emotions like strongly, and like that's when I
Yeah.
like
I
started
feel
to
like honestly me
self-harm.
too. Me
Yeah.
too, twinsies.
Oh, Oh my God. You
That's
know,
how you know.
it's kind of crazy how like, it's sad to have mental illness, but it kind of brings people together in a
Oh
way.
no, seriously.
Yeah, me and my friend, coworker, we started bonding over our anxiety issues. So
No,
we're
it's the
just like,
best. So you
yeah,
know.
yeah, seriously, it's like bonding over mental illness is the best thing ever. It's like, oh, you have issues, I got issues too. Hey,
You're like, you have anxiety? Me
oh
too.
my God, anxiety sisters.
Oh my God.
I know it's very
That's
sad.
a whole other thing too. Anxiety and alcohol. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, like it's like interesting. Like it could lower like your anxiety at the time, but then like increase it later on.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
really
if I
compressing it.
no, yeah, 100%. I feel like if I ever do drink like to get some anxiety away, like it's normally like when I'm going out or like in like a awkward scenario where I don't really know people, like I'm very anxious with around like people I don't know. And so like a lot of times like I wouldn't say like overdrink, but like I definitely drink to ease my anxiety. And
Yeah,
then the next
no, me
day, like I
too.
wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I hate my life. It's like, what did I say? What did I do?
Yeah, and yeah, no, same here. Like going to a point, you're just like, ugh, and you're like, okay, this is awkward. And then it's like, okay, just give me a shot and let's do this. Like, let's
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
And that's how, yeah. But and I just feel like that's also just like college culture too,
Yeah.
which is
I
another
hate
thing.
college drinking culture. Like I can't say
Oh,
that I never participated. I would still participate to this day. I really would. But
yeah.
there's a difference between doing it like on the weekends than like doing it every single day,
Oh no, I
you
couldn't
know?
do that. I had roommates that like they were part of sorority and they would literally I don't know how they did it. But like no, for me like I also have ADHD too, so I need to
Me
be
too.
focused. I think I remember. I think I knew that. Yeah, so I always like need to work extra harder than like other
Yeah.
people. So I can't afford to just be drinking every day. If I drank every day, I
Yeah.
would fail out of college. Like in a
That's why
heartbeat.
I knew like for me college like I could never. I mean, I was in college for like literally like 0.5 seconds, but I knew like I could never dorm or like go away because like I know I wouldn't take it like as seriously and I would take like social life, especially at the time like how I was. I would take social life over like school and I didn't care about school in high school anyway. So why would I have cared about it in
Mhm.
college?
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. I mean, in high school, I like didn't care like the first 2 years, and then like I care like the last 2 years. I'm like, okay, I need to like kind of get my life together.
You're like when you
Um,
actually realize it matters, you're like, oh my God.
and then today I'm like, oh God, I get my life together. Like, it's just
No,
a
seriously. It's a
continuous.
never ending cycle.
Oh, it's a never-ending cycle. It's always like I need to get my life together, and it's such a toxic feeling too because I feel like my life is together over like a lot of other people,
Yeah.
but there's just always something that's not together. My
Yeah.
life is just like very all over the place.
I feel like
But
everyone's is.
yeah, I just
I
feel
feel like when you have ADHD too, like it always feels like it's all over the place. Even if like I have a calm minute, I'm like, I should be doing something. Like, why am I not doing something?
me too. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I need to be
Same.
cleaning.
I need
I
to be
need to
like
be doing
yeah.
this.
Oh my god. That is no, yeah, seriously. I feel and it's like you feel like that guilt.
Oh my God. Literally that guilt like kills me. And I saw a TikTok about what was it called? It was like ADHD, like I can't remember what it's called, but like it was like a freeze, like your body's frozen, like you can't do anything, like in your head you're talking to yourself, you're like, you need to get up and do this. You need to get up and do this. And you're like laying there, you're like not moving at all, just being like super inactive, just laying there, still doing like literally like scrolling on TikTok. It's like, oh, you need to clean your room. You need to clean your room. And I'm like, no. I was watching a
Yeah.
bunch of TikToks on it the other day and I was like, thank you everyone for making me feel better. Like, shout out to
TikTok's just a
TikTok
mood.
for
So McKenna.
sorry, my cat just meowed. Shh,
Oh, you're
miss.
fine. So McKenna, how do you live your life today? Do you still talk to your mom? Are you guys like on a like have a relationship?
So I still do live with my parents to this day.
Oh, so you don't live with your aunt
Um,
anymore?
no, I moved out of there when I graduated beauty school. I think it was probably like 3, almost 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been living here like with my brother ever since. Because I feel like for a while, like my brother like lived with us for a little bit, and then once he started to drive to school, that's when he moved like back. Like we were going to RP the whole entire time, but we weren't living there.
Mm-hmm.
Which like oopsies, like
Mm-hmm.
oh well, too late now. Um, but then he moved back, and then like I kind of like felt bad, like because my brother's younger, and like I want to see him like all the time as much as I can. So
Yeah.
move right back in. But
Okay,
I
and
don't I
how?
don't really sorry, my cats are freaking literally going crazy. But I don't really talk to my mom too much. I do try to talk to her. I've obviously we've gone through this like ridiculous relationship of like a lot, a lot. Um, so I've kind of just like come to terms with, you know, only being able to do things and, do what I can do in the situation. Like, well, if this is a situation like it's XYZ, well, what can I do? If I can't change XYZ, then what can I do? Like, I always try
Yeah.
to just look at it from there instead of like, I don't know, like, because for a while, like, I was so angry and so like just overall like letting it not like eat me alive, but like just so like angry about it and like I don't know. It was just like a lot of contempt, I guess. I don't even
Makes
know if that's the right
sense.
freaking word.
I don't know, but I get what you're saying. I
Literally.
mean,
But it's
you
like there's like a lot of like built up
yeah,
anger. Literally like
yeah.
it's been my whole life. But now like I'm just trying to like the days that are good, um, you know, have good days and the days that are bad, just try to get through them and then hope for the next good day sometime soon. Literally.
Is
That's
yeah.
all I can do.
Is she still like going back and forth, or is she like somewhat stable now, or is it still like a huge issue?
Here and there. And
Mm.
always going.
Yeah. Well, I definitely hope that like because I mean, obviously the main thing is to keep alcohol out of the house.
Oh yeah. Oh, we
Yeah.
we literally don't have alcohol in the house. Like,
Hmm.
she doesn't have a car. Like, we don't give her access to vehicles. Like, literally, like that. This is the thing too. Like, I don't know who's gonna listen like this far in, but hi, thanks for listening this far in. You obviously care about what's going on in my home, but a lot of people don't know about this. Like, this is like you could say air quotes like my dirtiest secret, if you will. Um, which is not even like a dirty secret. It says like there's nothing to be ashamed about it because so many people go through this. Like anytime like I really don't talk about it, like literally at all. Like not even with my best friend Megan, like I'll mention stuff like here and there and she's like, oh my God, Mckenna. I'm like, it's fine. Like, don't worry, we're all good. But like she won't find out like stuff that happened until like months later. Like that's kind of how I
Yeah.
work. Like I don't need to know. But then like once I'm comfortable, then I'll be like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I will say is like if you are like someone whose parents are like struggling or like someone in the family, anything like that, like you are not alone. Like no matter what, like you really aren't alone. There are so many people who and because I angrily posted that video and I had a few people who saw it reach out to me and they're like, oh, I deal with the same thing, blah blah, this, that, the
Hmm.
other. And like they all like opened up to me about like stuff that like, they're private things that you don't really like tell anyone, like whatever it is, like I'm not even gonna try to get into detail because it can really go south so fast. So like, you know, I'm just thankful to anyone that has opened up or like
Hmm.
anyone that is going through this, like keep it going. And one thing is like you'll be better than your parents. Period.
Yeah, because you learned from it and you learned
Oh,
that so you don't
100%.
want to be like them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. No, and I think we're honestly a really smart generation too, that at least most of us, I know there's
Yeah,
probably
there's still
yeah. Yeah, there's
yeah.
there's some apples that still kind of follow their parents' footsteps, unfortunately. But I also feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of like a personality trait thing or this or that.
I
It's all
feel
about
like
mindset
I
too.
feel like it's a small town vibe as
Oh,
well.
I know. Wow. Yeah, I left that small
Yeah.
town vibe in 2017. Uh,
I
now
I
I'm
try
like,
to try to leave it, but it literally follows me everywhere. Like I wish, like I can go somewhere like not even anywhere near, and I'll see people I know
really?
at
I don't have that
all the
problem.
time.
So I think we had a lot of valuable conversation. A little back and forth, but definitely really good conversation. And thanks, McKenna, for
No, anytime.
coming on. I literally feel like we can talk about a million things.
No,
I feel like that
seriously,
with
I can talk
every.
for hours.
I know, but yeah, I mean, you want to look at a 2 hour podcast, never mind.
You're
But
like, oh my goodness.
what are they talking
No, but
about? It's like
people
a
will
movie.
listen.
Yeah,
Seriously.
our whole conversation could be a movie.
Oh my God, seriously.
I
That's so
know.
funny.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So if you want to follow McKenna, I'll put her information in my bio and help her with that algorithm.
Yeah, help me with that algorithm, guys.
If
Instagram be
anybody,
slacking on us.
yeah, if
So if you
anybody
guys,
in Jersey and the North Jersey area, Bergen County, Hudson County, near New York, or even New York, I don't know. I'm just kind of like shouting you out.
it's like, let me
Anyone needs
know.
makeup done, definitely hit her up. Like,
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
so definitely put that in there as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I post every single week or bi-weekly, whatever it makes sense with my life at the time. And I love you guys. And yeah, thanks again, Mckenna.
No, anytime. Thank you for having me.
All right, so next week's badass is going to be Dawn, and she is the first millionaire in her family. She is going to talk to us on how she managed to do that. Also, she's going to be talking about how she manages her issues rewiring your brain, which I feel that is so important. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that next week. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast, receive notifications, and get excited for next week's episode. Cheers!